I'm in the fast lane when the light turns green, and I built tough, I ain't nothing but grit, cause I made rugged blood, sweat, and spit. Yeah, like a horse I fly, better push yourself in for a bumpy ride. I like to play hard, but I work harder, and I weather the storm cause I'm built stronger.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are live. It is the Freight Coach Morning Show, the top morning show in transportation, coming to you guys every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central, to break down some industry headlines and, most importantly, provide some actual insight into what you can do with all of this information. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This is the real side of freight, ladies and gentlemen. If you follow this show as well as my twice a week long form podcast, I only talk to transportation professionals, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Those are the only people I bring on here, because this show is about trucking as a whole, logistics, supply. It's all things out there, you guys, because I want to highlight and talk to individuals that have done what you're trying to do, and or who are doing what you're trying to do right now. And so we can put the right information out there that you can apply, utilize, and see a meaningful difference in your business and your life. It's one of the many reasons why I proudly fly this American flag behind me every single day. A, we're the greatest nation on earth, but B, I'm living my American dream, and I want to help each and every one of you live yours as well. All right, we got a very special show. We're going to talk about overcoming sales objections and kind of flipping our perspective on them when we receive them as a whole. And then we're also going to break down a couple of articles here as well. But before I do any of that, you guys, as always, I'm going to give a shout out to my friends over at VHub, vhubapp.com. Whether you're a broker, carrier, or a shipper, we all need access to trailers at some point in time. And the best part about it, you guys, is you get paid to move these trailers. So think about it like this. If you're an owner-op right now and you're looking to add additional revenue, you can do this through VHub. If you're a broker and you're getting an objection right now, like, hey, we need drop trailer pool capacity, you can create that now through with what VHub has, you guys, and you get paid to move these trailers. So what they're working on right now, you guys, is they have West Valley City, Utah, going up to Calgary, Alberta for $15.50 US. And now here's the drop trailer pools that I'm talking about here, you guys. I got like 150 drive-ins in Paragould, Arkansas, needing to go up to Mississauga, Ontario. Now, say you have a shipper that's located in Louisville. You can move that trailer from Paragould to drop it in Louisville to get loaded up to go into the Toronto area. It just has to be brought back down to Mississauga to finish it out. And there's a period of days that you get to move that. And then the same thing with Staunton, Wisconsin to Milton, Ontario. It's the same situation, you guys. You can create this, pick them up in Staunton. Maybe you have a drop trailer shipper down in Chicago, drop them down there, get them loaded up, and bring them over to Toronto. And that's how you do it, you guys. And you can offer that service now through VHub as a broker or a carrier. And then they also have Paragould, Arkansas, going down to Irving, Texas for $5.50 US. And then they also have San Diego, California, going out to there's a city in Texas. San Diego going out to Laredo for $700 US, you guys. So hit them up, vhubapp.com. My friends Stacy Steen and Xavier Campos, they're going to be in the audience. Just do me a favor, let them know that the Freight Coach sent you. All right. Comments are blowing up already. I love it. I love the energy. Tracy St. Clair, she says, good morning. She's watching over on YouTube. I also stream over on YouTube, you guys. Vitaly, what is up, my man? He's bridging our Canadian and American relations through and through. Zach Williams, good morning to you as well, my man. And hey, if you guys are looking into becoming an independent freight agent, hit up my man Zach with SPI Logistics, you guys. That's who I have my agency through. I can't say enough about them, you guys. And if you're in a situation right now where you're a sales rep for somebody else and you're not making what you think you deserve or what you've put into it, look into the independent agent, you guys. It's a phenomenal opportunity. Ryan, what is up? Good morning to you. Ryan Kuhlenschmidt. Did I pronounce the last name right? Kuhlenschmidt. Thanks for tuning in. Brenda says, good morning. I don't know what that means. Let's fucking go. I know what that means though. Jonathan Wolshager, what is up? Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Joe Ritchie, good morning. Catherine Daroff, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Sunny Sharma, Orange Shirt Gang, let's fucking go. Angel Garvin, good morning. Good to see you back in here. And then let me see. Luke Wright, what is up? Good morning. Perfect, man. Glad I grabbed that pronunciation right. All right, you guys. So let's get into it. And then before I talk about this stuff, you guys, this show is obviously geared towards like a Q&A. Like I break down articles to bring that information to the table. But if you guys have any sales or operations related questions for transportation, drop them in the chat. Whether you're watching over on YouTube or LinkedIn, drop them in the chat. I will answer them live. This is what this whole show is designed for, is just to help you guys through a lot of the situations that we find ourselves in there. Or if you think about it after the fact, shoot me a DM. I'll answer it on the next day's show, you guys. This is what this is all designed for, is to help us through any freight market, whether you're an owner operator, a small fleet, a broker, whatever it is, you guys. We're here to provide insight into this industry to keep you profitable in any freight market that is out there. All right. Give me a second here. All right. So objections, very, very common right now, especially, as the market's changed, there is more and more objections that are going to come in the sales process, but we need to expect them, right? Like that's a part of it. And I think a thing that's often overlooked is there's an opportunity inside of that objection. Because otherwise, I don't know about you guys, but I get hung up on really quick if they're not interested at all, right? It's usually, hey, this is Chris with a click, and then they'll hang up because they know I am calling. But if you've gotten to that point where they're letting you know how their next couple of months are going to work, that's your opportunity. And how you handle it and progress through is very key, right? Because, okay, I've been told that we're asset only all the time. Okay. I get told that we're asset only. Okay, perfect. I completely understand that you're asset only in that moment. But eventually they reach out to brokers, or they do have brokers inside of their network, but they're trying to push the people who aren't serious about their business away. And again, this is another reason why I'm going to constantly bang the drum of I only specialize in certain freight for the customers that I'm prospecting. And, again, they're always going to be asset only. Okay, cool. But for everything, and this is where it comes into doing their research on their industries, because they're good with their current network or their asset only is a very common objection. And they might be. But how can you add value to them throughout this period? Because now, especially, you guys, if the best time to start prospecting is 5 months ago and today, all right? And if you haven't been prospecting a lot lately, this is where you need to start looking at your book of business right now and going through this, because I'm about 5 or 6 months in to prospecting daily now. And now I'm starting to get more and more conversations, right? I'm starting to get more and more ROI on my outreach and everything. And a lot of that is because, again, got to stand out in a crowd. I got to keep following up. All right. And I have to continue to position myself to be noticed. Right. And then when I talk to somebody, I just need them to remember Chris Jolly. That's my biggest thing. I need them to remember Chris Jolly. Whatever the objection is I'm not there to throw shade at anybody. Hey, you have longstanding relationships. I can appreciate that you have longstanding relationships. Again, how do you work through that? Or, you know what? They're not busy right now. Okay, perfect. You're not busy right now. I can understand that, because going after the customers that I go after, I understand your busy season is going to start for conversation's sake here in June. What is the best way to follow up with you? I'm gonna call you back in May. Be very direct on when you're going to follow up with them, because again, you can't just hit them with I have access to trucks every single day style thing after they tell you they don't need your services right now. But again, what information can you pass along to them that's going to make you stand out, that isn't wasting their time, right? Because how you handle that is very key on how you're going to get into their network eventually. And if they're not busy right now, perfect. Don't blow them up about how you have access to trucks. They know you have access to trucks. They are very aware that you have access to trucks, but don't waste their time, right? Add value to them. You guys, information is at a plenty right now. You can literally find anything right now, okay? You can find anything to them that could directly affect their industry at all to give them a heads up on. Again, and then furthermore, stop. If they're giving you an objection, but they're willing to continue to talk to you, stop sending or offering to send the customer setup packet to them right away. What did they tell you? They don't need you, right? Why are you going to send, just because we want to get set up just in case? It takes 5 seconds to fill some of this shit out, you guys. All right. Stop doing that. You're deterring them from wanting to work with you by pushing it, because you're pushing that on them. They told you they don't need your services right now. They told you that they're not busy right now. They're good with their current network right now. Okay, perfect. You got to stay present, right? I'll always boil it down to, it's like the 3 Ps. Patience paired with persistence is going to lead to profits, right? You can be persistent in 2 ways. You can be persistent with value, or you can be fucking annoyingly persistent, where you're calling them every single day or every other day. Who the fuck pushes that down where you have to reach out? Out of all of my prospects, if I'm actively engaged with them and quoting with them, yes, I will communicate with them more. But if this is somebody who I haven't broke through a threshold with, I'm not emailing them every day. I'm not emailing them every week. I'm on like an every other week or an every 3-week cadence on how I'm reaching out to them. Okay? Because if you're constantly fucking inundating their inbox with meaningless shit, you're going to work yourself out and they'll eventually just block you. Right? Yeah. And again, don't take it from me. Take it from somebody else. Please don't do that. V is a good friend of mine who may be the individuals that you guys are all trying to cold call right now. So take his words for it, you guys. And again, a lot of this information I'm bringing you, I've been in this industry for a very long time. I'm currently building my brokerage right now. I'm in the trenches. And the beauty of the people that I have on my show, they are actual transportation managers who are currently transportation managers and decision makers. And they're giving you guys the keys to the castle. They are telling you how to prospect them when they're doing this, you know? So pay attention to what they're like. They're literally giving you every ounce to succeed with them. It's just not in your time. They don't need you today, but just because they don't need you today does not mean they're not going to need you tomorrow or next week or whenever their current network drops the ball. But who are they going to reach out to? Are they going to reach out to the person who is adding value to them, bringing them information that they don't have time to go out and search out? Again, I'm at my desk all day, right? If I'm building my book of business, I have time. Even if you're moving a lot of freight, you have time to add value to your prospects that are out there. Don't say you don't have time. You're making shit up, because I guarantee if you went into your cell phone and tracked how many times you were on fucking social media throughout the day, you would realize how much time you're actually wasting out there instead of adding value to your prospects and your current customers to help set you up for that first opportunity that's going to go through. Let me see here. All right, we're going to start. I got a couple of questions that came through. Trucking out the mud. He says, good morning, Freight Coach. I appreciate everything you do. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you so much. Michelle Spanner, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Samaj Henderson says, I have a customer who didn't pass my factoring company's credit check. Should I still work with them? And is there another way I can? No. Samaj, this is a very tough one to swallow in this moment, but you're dodging a massive bullet here. Okay. If your factoring company is not setting somebody up and saying that they are not creditworthy, unless this customer is willing to prepay you with a credit card and that transaction clears prior to you sending in a truck, you are dodging a massive bullet here, man. Okay. I've been in this situation out there where we've had customers that have owed us lots of money, we'll say $250,000 up to $500,000 in some situations, and they refused to pay us. And we thought we were killing it, right? We're moving all this freight. Everything's going to be good. Oh, they're 30 days past due. Everything's fine. It's a contract. They're just waiting to get paid from their contract, yada, yada, yada. And then you're out of $500,000, bro. You're being protected in this instance. It just sucks because you worked so hard to get to that point. But I feel like you're avoiding anything. I think you're avoiding a big headache, man. It's just challenging in the moment for you, bro. Sanjay said, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Xavier Campos, good morning. Ryan says, what's your cadence if you haven't spoken with them? My cadence is anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, man, depending on the size of the organization, right? If they are the larger the company, this is going to sound counterintuitive to some. I'm going to follow up with them probably every 4 weeks. If they're a smaller organization, I'll probably be on the every 2 weeks thing, because I personally feel that the larger companies they'll just block you sooner, right? And if you're bombarding their inboxes all the time, dude, you're going to get spammed really, really quick. I think that there's alternative methods to just sending emails of a canned response. All right. Get more creative in what you're saying. Stop saying you're going to save them money. Stop saying you have access to trucks in their area, all that shit. If that's what you're doing, I don't know. I'm just guessing here, man. But I would stop doing that if that's what you're doing and look at how you're reaching out to them to gain some attention. Louis, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Xavier has some drive-ins to sell. 3 available now. Price to sell. Good morning, Jerome Jones. Thanks for tuning in. Let me see here. Bo says, what would you say the sweet spot is for prospect targeting in this market right now? Company revenue, loads per week. Have you pivoted your target according to the market? No, not at all, man. I do the same thing no matter what the market is. I don't change anything at all. I go after anything flatbed, step deck, RGN, overdimensional. But my real sweet spot is in the small to mid-size. Yes, large enterprise shippers are great. I have them. But the fact of the matter is, man, I go after the small to mid-size companies. And I've always done that throughout my career because I've found that there is a sweet spot that's out there, because there is a point with some of the large publicly traded companies that are shippers out there that, you know what? From my personal experience in my career, I don't know that this is a fact. Nobody's ever told me this, but a lot of large companies like working with other large companies, Bo, because of cash flow, right? Because as a broker, what do, man? We're giving out millions of dollars a month in credit. And I personally think that the very, very large companies, for the most part, that's why they work with very large trucking companies and very large brokers, is because they can extend them millions of dollars and they can run their freight that way. So for me personally, I've always had more success in the small to mid-size market. We can say the 15,000 annual shipments range are the companies that I like to target a lot, but all the way down to the companies that move 20 shipments a month. That's what I really like to work with, man. And anything above that, where they're moving, above 15,000 annual to 20,000 annual shipments. I'm trying not to talk myself out of any business here, but I found that that's my sweet spot where I've experienced the most success, man. And I found that the large enterprise shippers out there have, they strategically work with the top 10 for a reason. And I think a lot of that boils down to a cash flow and a credit perspective as a whole. Let me see. Yes. V says there is a fine line between soliciting and harassing. And that is very, very true, you guys, especially if that is, yeah, Samaj, I did answer that, man. You're going to have to check it out on the replay. It's on iTunes and Spotify, Coffee with the Freight Coach. Otherwise, it'll be up there on YouTube as well, on the Freight Coach YouTube channel. And if you guys do go to those other platforms, do your boy a solid. Subscribe and share. All right. Rank the shows over there. It just helps reach more people that way, you guys. It helps play into all those fancy algorithms, because if you guys see value, your network's going to see value in this. Hey, anytime, Bo. All right, you guys, let's jump into an article. And yeah, if you guys do have any other questions, drop them in the chat. I'll answer them as we go. But all right, first article we're going to break down. Fleetowner.com, using tech to recruit the next generation. Shocking. Somebody has been saying this on their show for a while now, that we have to start getting people excited about the industry for the age range that they're in, not with what we're in. God, I forget who's been saying this for a long time, that we got to use social media to attract next generation of people, because that's where they're all on. Anyways, back to that. Lindsay Trent, been on my podcast in the past, is a firm believer that trucking companies can use technology to their advantage when it comes to recruiting and retention. For Trent, who is president and co-founder of Next Generation in Trucking, a nonprofit that trains the next generation of trucking industry professionals through partnerships with high schools, community tech and technical college, and private schools, a clear indication was a recent study that out there. And let me see, as part of the research on high school age students' career aspirations, feedback was solicited about advertising promoting trucking careers. One of those focused on technology. For starters, almost all participants were surprised when they saw the inside of a modern truck. They connected with technology, the study report noted, many said the image might change people's minds about a career. In fact, responses from participants were even more direct. Makes you think your career is still evolving, changing with new technology and not a job of the past. For people who like tech, this opens the realm to them. It takes a higher skill to work it. Personally, I want to work in a career in technology. This keeps trucking open to me. It just looks so comfy. And with all the high technology, it inspires me to have such a career and operate high-tech machines. The ad deviates from what most people think a truck looks like, showing that there can be more of a tech side of trucking, opening up the job to more people. They have proven that Gen Z is attracted to technology. So we're using technology in our presentations to schools about careers in trucking, Trent said, and we're telling our industry partners that technology on trucks, in shops, and in back offices can help recruit and retain a generation of tech-savvy people. If they connect the dots, they'll see that the more the industry is tech forward, the less expensive it will be to get the help that they need for the future, and the faster they'll get a return on their technology investment as well. And I think that, again, it's like what's important to that next generation, right? And technology we need to get them excited about that, because I'm a massive fan of what the next generation in trucking is doing, because there is so many kids out there. Like, dude, I'm from a small town in northern Wisconsin, right? Like, I'm from a town of 1,800, and college isn't an option for a lot of people in the industry or in the world. College isn't an option at all. From where I come from, it's getting into the trades, farming, or military. And very few people actually go off to college and stay in college and graduate from there. But like, again, there is such an opportunity inside of the trades. Over the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to be able to get into the trades and be making well over six figures with like going through an apprenticeship or maybe a trade school or like a 2-year tech degree. That's where the greatest opportunity is going to be. The workforce is aging in these blue collar jobs because everybody wanted to like go work in other forms of technology for the longest time. And there was such a push away from the trades, where now that's where all the opportunity lies. So it's like us utilizing what's in front of us to talk about the technology that we're already using inside of our jobs. We have to use that to attract that next generation to come in to transportation, right? And that's really what we need to focus in on to get people excited about these jobs, because it's like, talk about, becoming a technician. Like, not only are we going to need a lot of drivers soon, I don't subscribe to the driver shortage that's out there, but we do need to retain people, and we do need to recruit more people into the industry. And the same thing as technicians, right? Mobile technicians and everything that's out there. There's a ton of opportunities out there. And my friends over at Cox Automotive Mobility Fleet Solutions with their Fleet Tech Academy, they put you through school for free, right? For free. You get trained on the job, then you get hired to work with them for free. Like, that's a phenomenal opportunity. Back to the article here. And they're talking about mobile first technology is what the younger generation is looking for, using an app, 10 Street Driver Plus. If you're a 23-year-old if you expect one to fill out manual paperwork or spend a lot of time navigating your website, you're going to lose them. With 15 years experience in transportation, and it's out there. Serber also is sought after, is a sought after industry speaker. Hold on, Marilyn Serber. She's with 10 Street, excuse me. Technology is one of the factors that unites and defines a generation. And while Gen Y millennials who are born between 81 and 96 are very tech savvy, it's Gen Z and then iGen. I didn't even know that was a thing. 97 to 2010, who were born in those times, who don't know a world without the internet, who are addicted to and multitask on personal devices and spend up to 8 to 9 hours a day connected. And then Kevin Servance is the CEO of Elios Technologies, and a provider of solutions that helps trucking companies create custom mobile apps. Fleets can do this by bringing water cooler talk to drivers. They can also regularly ask drivers for their feedback and stuff out there. A study of our customer data also showed that workflow and communication apps that correlate to productivity gain adds a minimum of 15 minutes of drive time per day. Central Oregon Truck Company, a flatbed hauler of freight across the lower 48 in Canada, was experiencing driver communication, recruitment, and retention challenges that contributed to a turnover rate of around 94%. They attributed some of this to a clunky web portal out there, and then they resolved by working with Elios to reduce their driver turnover from 94 to 76%. So again, there's a ton of great insight in this article. And for me, it is exactly what is needed to do to get people excited about our industry or blue collar jobs in general. This article is from fleetowner.com, using tech to recruit the next generation. To me personally, there is not going to be a greater opportunity out there than what is about to come. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And you're going to start seeing a ton of that. Yeah, so I would definitely look into that article for sure. If you're looking to, like, how can you improve your organization by implementing technology out there as well. Fabian, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. JJ Jones, thanks for tuning in. Xavier Campos says high school and community college recruiting should be a top priority for carriers, dealerships, and repair shops. Flo M says you should start in lower grades, starts with education. Yes. We need to get, I think that there needs to be a mainstay out there. And I think, like, again, like even if you have career day for your kids, I don't know if they still do that in most schools. But if they do, go in and talk about it, especially everybody who's in this industry. Go in there and talk about trucking. Like, there's a reason why 95% of the freight that's moved is by 20 trucks or less. Like, that's small business. That all started with an owner operator one day. There is so much opportunity for entrepreneurship inside of transportation, and it's only going to continue to grow and evolve. As the right technology platforms become available, like they were talking about workflow in there, you can now build up a more effective team that's out there. So again, there's no greater opportunity, I personally think, than within the blue collar industry. It doesn't matter whether it's electrician, plumber, pipe fitter, painter, truck driver, anything like that. That's where the real opportunity is going to be over the next 10 to 15 years. And if you're in this industry, work your ass off, and you're going to really build a nice life for yourself. Brenda, are you talking about the Fleet Tech Academy? Yeah, Fleet Tech Academy, Brenda. If you DM me an email address, I can put you in direct contact with them. They have schools in Phoenix and Indianapolis, I believe, are the two locations. They might have more now, and they bring you in there. You don't have to live in those metro areas and stuff. Like, they fly you in, they house you, they feed you, they do everything. It's a phenomenal thing. I was at their school. They have a Total Tech show at the end of the year that they have all their techs come in and compete for their top technician in the company. It was sick. And I was able to go out to their facility in Indianapolis and tour their facility. They get set up with a set of tools and everything. Like, it's a phenomenal opportunity. If you're out there looking to get in to become a technician right now, you need to hit up Fleet Tech Academy. DM me if you're interested in it. I'll put you in contact with them. No, they're not a sponsor of my show, but they're great people. They are great people, and they are doing something that I'm very passionate about, and that's helping people get through school like that. Because again, dude, I went to college. I'm still paying off my fucking student loans. Dude, I over leveraged myself due to poor financial decisions. But knowing that there's opportunities out there now that you can get to go through and get out of school debt free, and you get real on the job training and real actual training and job placement, that's a phenomenal opportunity. There's so many people out there who are looking for purpose, right? And we got to do a better job of marketing it and getting it out there to more and more people. But we spent a lot of time on Q&A today, which is fine by me. I enjoy answering your guys' questions. We only got to one article, but you know what it boils down to, you guys, it's my fucking show. And if I break down one article, I break down one article. If we answer questions the whole show, we answer questions the whole show. That's just how we roll, you guys. This is out here to provide value to you guys. So if you guys did see value in this, I just have one small favor to ask. Subscribe and share to the show. Whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching the audio-only replay or listening to it on iTunes and Spotify, subscribe and share, rank it out there, guys. Yeah, because if you guys see value, your network's going to see value in it as well. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and we'll be talking to you soon.